Hello, hello! I'm the official name rater. My job is to look through the first page of Google, review the nicknames provided by the internet, and then give my recommendations at the end. As you can see right here, we have technically covered this episode before, but since then, we have a new form of Slowking in Galarian Slowking. So that's the point of this episode, is to remaster it and talk about Galarian Slowking evolutions as well. The link to this video, if you want to see the original, will be down in the description below. Otherwise, it's going to be unlisted, so there's that. I'm only going to acknowledge this one just because technically for Slowbro, I did mine Pokemon Stadium style and did Pokeslow, Bro Slow, and King Slow does have a nice ring to it. Do I do it for Slowking? No, I don't. But just to, be fair, I'll highlight this one. Riptide and oh my gosh, I think these both were inside fucking the Slowbro ranker. Riptide being generic water type nickname, and then Lancelot having fuck all to do with anything. It's just your stupid generic sword shit that you see on idiot Pokemon for dumbasses. Pants, I remember this one being a highlight, if you want to call it that, from the original Slowking episode where it's just in reference to the film quote from Pokemon 2000 where he says, "I wish I had pants," and that was it. And for whatever fucking reason, that line touched so many stupid children in the 90s that they just feel the need to quote this to no end. To be honest, I didn't remember that shit until I'd made this channel and started doing this shit. Then I was like, oh, okay. Cool. To me, the dumbest line, but also kind of funny, was the one where Ash said, "I wish my mom named me Bob instead." Like, that was a stupid line, but I liked it because I thought it was kind of clever. I'm going to go ahead and say Gen 2 actually had some pretty clever writing and adult humor hidden in there. Now this one doesn't actually have a date, but you can see that it predates 2007. So this is a early Pokemon.net one, and I'm highlighting it because that's just more evidence that the Tumblr idiot didn't come up with it himself. I could have told you that anyway based off his suggestions, but it's a clever idea of combination of Psychic and Water, so I like it. That's the one I personally use. I don't have objections to finding a better one because, I don't know, the idea of brainwashing kind of immediately goes to Parasect. But for the moment, it's a nice one, and it's the one I'm using. It's just not one I'm willing to die for. Only because this Reddit has both of them in here, we're going to highlight this comment down here where it says Internet Explorer. Not because I like it, but because Firefox for Ninetales was a thing, so just for the sake of it, yeah, I get it. It's just not a very funny joke, at least not to me. And then this one was also mentioned in the remastered Slowbro episode where it's like the idea of paired nicknames. They can stand stronger together. I realistically don't think you're going to use both of them together unless you want to maybe mix and match. Like you could do Galarian Slowking and regular Slowbro or something like that. Then maybe you could get a little bit creative because there's different types in it. So you could maybe do that. It's actually kind of interesting because as I raised all four of my slow friends, I realized just how diverse of a move pool he has to where every single one I can make them with a different move combination and it works. Oh neat, it lights up when you put your mouse over there. Isn't that fancy? Anyway, Brainwash, look at that. We literally just talked about it. It's like I can predict the future. I was actually talking about it earlier just because of the fact that it was on his Slowbro one. But to know that he not only plagiarized it once, but twice is extra credit. Well done, sir. You're so smart. I'm so glad you have the genius brain to think of this shit yourself. Hippo King, I actually wanted to bring up his origin just to double check and see if I was wrong, because, like, admittedly, when first thinking about it, like, I'd never thought of Slow Boy as an otter or whatever, but that seems to be what he's based off of, so I was just like, oh, okay, whatever, fine. But then when he put Hippo, I wanted to double check, and if it says it on Bulbapedia, I'm willing to let it go. Do I think it's a great name? No. Although, alternatively, if you wanted to do King Hippo, that's at least a Punch-Out reference. It would be better if he was a fighting hippo. Which now I want there to be a real fighting type hippo Pokemon, just to watch the Pokemon community whine and bitch and say that it should be a water type when it doesn't fucking need to be. Why isn't Hippowdon a water type? Why isn't any sort of anything a water type? Cause fuck you, that's why. Brainiac and Einstein are fine. Apparently I talked about that there too. Brainiac I think is a nice generic psychic type nickname. You could also think Superman if you wanted to, but it's also just a word, a insult. Einstein, I mean, That's essentially like the Tesla for psychic types, except not even the people that come up with nicknames use that. So there you go. Salamaster is no. There's just nothing good about that. So he had like a good nickname that he stole, two that are passable generic names that I'm just gonna assume he stole too, and then one idea for a future Pokemon I hope eventually gets made, and then garbage. Oh, hilarious, are they? I better die of laughter or I'm suing you, Gabrielle. King Slogo, you're off to a great start. I don't think this is a good nickname, but I like the mouthfeel of King Calm. If I had to pick one that I thought was the funniest, it was Couch Potato. This post is just taking the piss out of the whole haha gender is so important thing, and my favorite one out of this is Geo Dudette. Nobody says Dudette, but the idea that this guy takes the piss out of it, I like that. Thanks, man. Alright, well, here's Lightspeed. This might have been my doing, honestly, those two. Because Lightspeed I remember from, I think, the Slowbro episode. I also was looking at Slowpoke Tail when recording Zarude. And there wasn't really anything special on there, but I mean, Flash was there, and that made me think of Lightspeed. And it's like, you get it, it's slow, but here's joke because fast, ha ha ha. But that's that. That's the bottom for Slowking. Now, we are going to try and do something a little bit different here because I felt like it was a little bit awkward the way I handled things with switching to Galarian. Since the Galarian form doesn't exist as of this spreadsheet, we're going to look over the spreadsheet now because here's the suggestions for the Kanto stuff. Animal Crossing Honor, that one was in the Slowbro episode. Speedy Gonzalez was on the Slowbro episode. That's pretty much all. Yeah, I mean, all of it looks like it was the same shit for Slowbro. And then also I have pulled up the original video just in case the comments get deleted. We can take a look at this too. Only one out of this I feel like highlighting is just Peppermint, just because food-based nicknames. Alright, we're moving on to the Galarian, and the first one, which honestly isn't that great, but it's just something to mention, I guess, is Hardhead. You could probably put that on like a better Pokemon, like maybe Rampardos, but, I mean, just so we can have at least one single nickname to talk about, we'll put it in the video. Okay, Darth Slow is not good, but the idea of Darth as a concept I like, only because he does look kind of like a fucking Sith Lord. Never thought about it before, but it's kind of funny. Brain Food is okay. Not particularly crazy about it, but I see that there is a small pun in there. You know what I think is sad? Is I think originally when we did the original, like, Galarian Wheezing and Rapidash episodes, there was more suggestions then, when the game was, like, a few months old, than there are suggestions for Galarian, Slowbro, and Slowking, and it's been at least 3 years. It's like once my channel came out, everyone's just like, well, fuck it, man, we don't gotta do anything, this guy's gonna do it for us. You realize my channel don't work if you guys don't come up with shit, right? That's the reason I do the format that I do it, is because I gotta read what you guys do. Okay, well, we do have a comment suggestion, though. Mumbo Jumbo, yeah, he said Banjo reference pair with Galarian Slumbo. Yeah. So you can name one Mumbo, the other Jumbo, and then you could do Humba and Wumba. That was an idea I had for both Galarian and regular, if you wanted to do that. But I like that idea. I fuck with it. Oh, you could do Mingy Jongo? Ooh, there's another one. Yeah, I really like the Mumbo Jumbo one. Alright, well that's that. I don't really got any other ideas or suggestions. I don't have a nickname for this guy. Brainwash being the best thing for regular Slowking, but as far as Galarian, I mean, there's not too much. Now, Galarian Slowbro focused on the shooty aspect, while it seems like Galarian Slowking focuses on the magic aspect, of being like a shaman or a dark wizard. So there's like ideas you could take with that if you wanted to do it. Honestly, kind of forgot we even covered original Slowking just a second ago. I'm not sure if I have other Pokemon I could recommend this episode to, thinking about it. The best one is just Slowbro, but I'm not sure that's going to help you out much. Alright, well, I'll just, any ideas and suggestions you guys have, feel free to put in the comments below. Give a thumbs up to the ones you think are good. And then I'll close out the episode saying, in case you didn't know, Gen 2 originally was going to have Slowbro's tail as a standalone Pokemon.